Chainsaw Man is known for its shocking plot twist, bloody violence, and gross out humor. So in this video, we're going to be going over 8 of the most truly disturbing moments in Chainsaw Man. Oh, and expect manga spoilers, obviously. In the Eternity Devil's arc, Arai expresses distrust over Denji and Power's presence. In order to ease the tension, Himeno promises to give whoever kills the devil a kiss on the cheek. Denji initially refuses after confessing his love for Makima, but Himeno pushes back and playfully teases that the kiss will be a French kiss if he kills the devil, in which Denji happily agrees. Denji defeats the Eternity Devil, and days later, the entire group is seen celebrating at a restaurant. Here, Denji reminds Himeno about her promise, but says she needs to drink more alcohol due to feeling embarrassed while kissing him sober. Eventually, Himeno gets drunk, starts flirting with Denji, and although Makima arrives at a restaurant causing Denji to panic, Himeno suddenly grabs Denji and kisses him deeply. Denji begins to focus on how warm his mouth feels, assuming it's Himeno's tongue, before moving back and realizing she had vomited in his mouth. What makes this even worse is that Denji tries to actually swallow it. The amount of trauma anyone would feel after experiencing this is what makes this moment truly disturbing. The Cursed Devil embodies the fear of curses and is first summoned when Aki stabs Katana Man 4 times with his blade. Katana Man is then lifted in the air as 2 large-headed skeletons with horns appear, claws big enough to wrap Katana Man's entire arms with exposed rib cages, consuming him into pieces. He makes an appearance yet again when Tolka stabs Denji with a nail, and the imagery here looked just as painful for Denji as it did with Katana Man. The great cost of sacrificing your lifespan or senses to use the Cursed Devil's ability embodies the disturbing aesthetic it represents. Makima performs one of the most insane impressive feats in Chainsaw Man when she uses her force manipulation ability to instantaneously crush and explode Katana Man's agents into pieces. In order to use this technique, she needs to be placed in a location with a high altitude, the name of the target, and a human sacrifice. Some of these victims are visibly shown with their heads being caved in or twisted before being splattered to pieces. This ability reinforces how dangerous Makima can be and how frighteningly disturbing her powers are no matter where you are. In the International Assassins arc, Germany's Santa Claus was introduced as an elderly man who wanted to adopt 4 children as a reward for capturing Denji's heart. As the race between the other international assassins ramp up to pursue Denji, Tolka successfully manages to use the Cursed Devil on Denji. Tolka's mentor congratulates him and tells him that he is now part of the family of perfect dolls, that is. By merely touching Tolka, we get the reveal that the sickly woman was in fact the real Santa Claus in disguise, and sacrifices her other perfect doll, Germany's Santa Claus, and 3 of the children to use her contract she's made with the Hell Devil to transport Tolka and every devil hunter inside the department building to hell. Now, what makes this really cool is that the Hell Devil breaks the 4th wall to snatch the children away. Everyone inside the building fighting against each other are quickly plunged into the darkness, and to top it off, we see a massive 6-fingered hand reach down, transporting everyone to hell. What makes this creepy is how the layout of hell is designed, with the group suddenly appearing in a large grassy field with the sky completely covered in thousands of various doors. The panels shown off are some of the best and most haunting imagery within all of Chainsaw Man, which transitions perfectly into our next disturbing moment, and that is the introduction of the Darkness Devil. Everyone transported feels uneasy, and all the fiends quickly comments how they are being watched by a primal devil, which are considered the most dangerous devils within all of Chainsaw Man, who have never experienced death even once. One of the doors above opens up and a black drop of liquid falls out and hits the ground. The long row of bisected astronauts praying in silence are seen. Following this, we see a croak of a frog as the group braces themselves for what's about to happen, in which what immediately follows is a reveal of the Darkness Devil moving past them, detaching all of their arms from their bodies. The Darkness Devil's appearance is made up of many human bodies, with 2 bodies acting as legs and 4 other human bodies acting as its torso, each having a unique face. These faces individually look creepy, but combined together with the pterodactyl head with curved horns is disturbing imagery that stands out in the most haunting of ways. Darkness Devil's ease in eliminating some of the strongest devils we've encountered so far adds to his menacing nature. Aside from cracking Denji's bones without touching him and impaling the Violence Fiend with its blade to eliminate him, the shower of blood that erupted above the Darkness Devil when it crouched over Aki with his multiple hands was spine-chilling. As if the International Assassins arc didn't give us enough disturbing moments, the all-knowing, all-wise Cosmos Fiend transported Santa Claus within her own mind, standing in an endless library. Despite the impressive abilities of Santa Claus, even her own powers weren't strong enough to escape the ultimate genjutsu Cosmos was about to place on her. You see, the Cosmos Fiend embodies the fear of the cosmos, the fear of outer space, and whatever other existential thought one can think of. Cosmos' ability of total understanding forces a target to understand everything in the universe. This process is so overwhelming that it places Santa into a semi-conscious state in which the only word Santa would be able to think or say is Halloween over and over. If you had to repeat the words Halloween every day until the end of your life, how would you feel? There's nothing more fitting for Halloween than this disturbing and haunting moment. Throughout the story of Chainsaw Man, Aki's resolve and revenge to take out the gun devil is so strong that it literally and metaphorically consumes his life. Since he made the contract with the cursed devil, he lost some of his life expectancy, and briefly touching Angel shaved even more off his already depleting life force. Having forged a contract with the future devil where it was predicted that Aki would die in the worst way possible couldn't prepare you for what would happen to him. In an attempt to protect Denji in power, Aki cries to Makima for help. Aki becomes Makima's slave and dies moments later. Even worse, he becomes possessed by devils, the one thing he hated the most, and becomes the gun fiend. In Aki Hayakawa's tragedy, we see what happens when someone is consumed by revenge above all else and how it brings emptiness even if their revenge is won. One of the most disturbing and heartbreaking moments in Chainsaw Man was Aki dying in the worst way possible for Denji. There will always be a confrontation between the protagonist and the major antagonist in most shonen stories. Denji versus Makima was no exception, and the stakes seemed impossible for Denji to win when you know Makima is basically immortal by having damage inflicted to her transferred over to a random citizen of Japan. Despite this, Denji appeared to have defeated her with powers, blood, and a chainsaw, as the last scene suggests that Denji chopped up her entire body. As we transition over to Denji's apartment, Kishibe says he will not be able to defeat Makima. Hungry, Denji begins walking towards the refrigerator, putting out a small box from the fridge. He says he still loved Makima despite everything he had gone through. When Denji begins to cook, he wonders how he will defeat Makima since most attacks won't harm her. Interestingly, that insight gave Denji the idea of becoming one with her. After preparing his meal, he takes a bite of the rice and sips a bit of miso as he comments on what Makima tasted like. Cannibalism to defeat your enemies. If that isn't disturbing, I don't know what is. But I do know if you want to see what the most powerful devils in Chainsaw Man can do, you're going to want to click on this video right here.